All right, so we're back in Disney Solitaire. I missed it hitting the record button in time, but what I did see was another daily reward of 4,000 coins, which is different than the last daily reward I got. So I do believe they have a campaign just running silently in the background to give gifts once a day. So that's a live ops or some kind. They might be A/B testing it, trying to see what's the right amount. Not really sure. Not really sure what's going on there. But the other cool thing I noticed, and I had a feeling this was going to happen, although it's changed, is now I have a starter pack today, and it's the first thing that pops up when I come into the game. But a couple things. One is the badge has changed, the mount has changed, and the price has changed. So I don't know what's, I'm gonna have to go after I close this and find out if it's the same starter pack, if they've updated it. But it looks like I am getting a different package altogether. So I believe the last one was 60% more. Now we're getting 100% more, which is obviously a bigger number, more likely for me to convert on that. 27,000 coins. I can't remember offhand how many there were. And there's no crossed out price point anymore. It's just the coin amount completely. And you still get a couple boosters in here. But now I'm getting $4.99 instead of $3.99. So interesting to say. I'm going to close and see. So I do have the limited, and that does pop up my starter pack. So within 24 hours, my starter pack has changed. There's no indication of why. I'll collect my reward while I'm talking. If I go to the shop, has anything changed here? No. So it's still $2.99 for 8,000, and now it's, see, this is where the strategy comes in. $7.99 for 27,000, right? So instead of paying $7.99 for just 27,000 coins, I'm now getting 27,000 coins for $4.99 plus the extra boosters of 500 coin worth wild card, a 300 coin plus card, and 1,000 free coins entry. The free ticket costs about 1,000, or it's valued at 1,000 coins because that's how much a match costs. So there's 1,800 coins there on top of the 2,700. So you're getting 28,800 for $4.99 instead of $7.99 for this roughly the same amount of coins. So this is a good deal. It says 100% more. I guess that makes sense. It's close. It's close. So you're going from like $5 to versus $8, and you're getting extra 1,000 coins. So I'm not sure the math is 100% more, but that's what they're selling me. I do wonder if there's an A/B test that was going on, and now they've pushed users to this new offer, or if they're just swapping the offer every day as you progress. Maybe as I'm progressing through the game, if I didn't buy it, it changes. There's so many different ways or reasons why that could have been altered. It is a new game, so they're likely moving quickly on some of these packs and changes on live. But interesting to see. You can see sometimes stuff changes pretty quickly. Normally you would have had a timer. This one doesn't say limited time anymore. It's just there. But it does say limited on the little Tinkerbell badge in the HUD here. So interesting. Oh, the cost of a match just went up. That costs 1,200. So I don't know if as I progress the price per game increases or if they are changing the actual buy-in cost. So let's keep an eye on that. So the wild cards used to cost 500 coins, but look at that, it costs 800 now. So I do think that they're changing and adjusting their economy as it goes. Not sure why. Not sure if this is a progression change. We'll know by playing if the cost of items gets more expensive as we go. But usually a game would keep something like a booster, like a wild card, at a fixed price over time because it's too confusing for the player if that changes. So I do think given that this is a new game, they're testing out different economy balancing. I don't know if there's an active A/B test ongoing, but this is what I'm seeing right now. And I'll definitely be keeping an eye on the prices of items in the game to try and understand what's being tested, what's changing, and to explain why. All right, so we did complete that level. Nothing crazy happens. We'll see after this match if something does. I'm still making the amount of coins back that I invest into the match. Ah, so we did get a new feature. Connect and save. I love that they used Wreck-It Ralph for this because of Ralph Breaks the Internet. So it's this idea of putting your game on the cloud so you can access it at any time. So it wants me to connect, play on multiple devices, play with friends. So this is to make sure that I bind my account to some kind of service, for example, Google, Facebook, the other ones. There's a lot you can go with. That way they can also get my email and start to do email marketing from me. That's really one of the other retention levers that you can pull by getting people to bind their account. So it is valuable. And the proposition always to the player, although I don't see it here yet, not outright anyways, is that you can then save your progress. So connect and save your progress. Because if my game is only saved locally on my phone, if I lose my phone, if I uninstall the app, if I get a new phone, my local save on my device, it could be lost and I have to start the whole game over again, which is an awful experience for a player. You can try to go through customer support, but you usually need to know what your ID is. We'll see if it leans into this, but right now the main selling points is that you can play on the cloud. So it's already assuming you have multiple devices. So you can play it, cross-platform and play with friends. So I guess if you connect to like Game Center or something like this, or Facebook, etc., you'll start to now communicate the game outwardly. So when I hit connect, it's actually just taking me straight to Facebook. Don't love that. Not a big Facebook user, so I'm not even going to go through the flow. So just this is strictly for Facebook. We'll see. And maybe in the future they'll add other ones. I would prefer to sign in with Google personally, but they don't get the extra link with Facebook for Facebook marketing, which for them, for a game like Disney Solitaire, a Disney game, there's likely a large percentage of their users are using Facebook. They've identified that. And so having users connect to Facebook is beneficial for this game specifically. Other games, you might want to have a Discord sign in, for example, because all the user base is on Discord. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this. That one, there's no HUD icon. There's nothing dedicated. Maybe it's in the settings. Yeah, you have like a sign in. Oh, there you go. So I'm already connected to Game Center, but there's the option to sign in with Apple or sign in with Facebook as well. That pop-up then is strictly to push connecting through Facebook, which again is likely beneficial for them with their user base. All right, so we'll keep playing. It does look like the cost stayed at 1200. So again, I'll keep an eye on that. All right, so I've hit the end here, and even with a lot of the streak bonuses I earned, I'm still proposed with making a purchase of some kind, buying a booster. So now we know that a game costs 1200 to play. Wild card cost has gone up to 800. Now the plus 5 cards, which used to cost 300, cost half. So I do think they've made an economy change. My best interpretation of what's happened, assuming this is the new normal for the game, is that they're analyzing their early user progression and they're seeing that people are collecting too many coins. I have 24,000. I could play for a long time. And so I'm not going to monetize if coins are the primary driver here of conversion, of monetization in the game, because I keep winning enough that I could just keep playing forever. And so what they needed to do was to apply more pressure on the user by increasing the cost of the boosters. I don't know what the undo costs. I still have 2 extras in my pocket here. I'm not going to burn through them just to find out right away. I have a feeling I'll need them in time. I spent one this game. But yeah, and so here I am, and now I'm trying to do the math. Like, I'm going to roll the dice on this plus 5. There's probably a percentage chance that it contains a 9 or a jack to help me. That is not guaranteed, right? And so what will happen if I don't get what I need? I will have spent 600, and then I'm going to need to buy either another one, which will become 1200, which is the exact buy-in of this game. So I will have doubled my buy-in, or buy the wild card to guarantee my ticket out of here, which will then put me over. So I will have spent 1400 instead of 1200. Why am I saying this? Is I know that in most games I'm actually making my buy-in back. And so now the pressure is on me to actually reduce my bankroll, reduce the amount of coins that I'm making by making me spend more than I'm getting back. And that will slowly erode my 24,000 coins that I've collected. But I'm going to roll the dice. I'd rather lose 600 than 1400, even though I have the potential guarantee of going with this 800 right here. And I'll bet you I'll bet you I don't get the card I need. Ah, they proved me wrong. That's fine. And so as I said, like I'm getting 1400 coins here, right? In other words, had I had to spend both those boosters, that would have been 1400 coins. So I would have only come out with positive 76 coins, which is more likely in the long run to reduce my bankroll because I'll be spending more. So I'm at 25,000 coins. Nothing new, so we'll play on. All right, so I made it to the end of the match, and surprise, surprise, I've played through everything, and I still need to make a decision here. I'm going to keep rolling the dice. I'm going to buy the +5 cards. My hunch is that I'm not going to get it this time. Oh, I did. So it's still rewarding me. It's still keeping it easy. See, though, because I bought that, I'm actually out more coins. So I had 25,000 coins last match, and now I have 24. So it is starting to eat away at my bankroll because I'm buying that booster. So already I'm feeling a bit more pressure than I did before. Which could also be because of the just simple progression of the game getting more difficult as we move forward. Wow, so speaking of getting more difficult on the progression, now I need 3 and 4 stars to do the next, so the Shoal Arrival or the Welcome Sebastian. So completing Ariel's world here is costing a lot more gameplay. That's a lot of cards. We're really getting into this now. We're getting into it. So here I am again in this uncomfortable position of having to play a booster. It does look like the undo went from 30 coins to 50 coins. So there's even a slight boost in cost to that little perk that the game has. So if I play my wild card here, I'm going to get the streak bonus. It's more beneficial in my opinion here to go ahead and eat the 800. Because I'm not liking my chances of hitting both cards I need in that +5. And I knew because there was that wild card in the streak bonus that I could finish this. We're going to come out net negative here. So yeah, I'm down to 23,000 coins now. Again, another match. Didn't complete it. I'm not sure if I'm making mistakes or if there was a path to victory here, but it is requiring me now to keep spending so that I will have to keep reducing my bankroll to position me towards a point of having to spend. Also, a quick note is I did notice after spending one of my undos, my replays, it went from 50 coins to 80 coins. So it does start to get more expensive as well. Whereas I think it went from like 30 to 45 only before. So it does seem like we've entered more of a rhythm of just progressing through the game. I'm not getting as many new features, not getting new pop-ups or anything of that nature. It's just like now I'm playing over and over again, and it's taught me everything I need to know, and we'll see if there's anything new that does come up, but it seems like it's more focused on me just progressing through the scene now. It's held my hand long enough. All right, so that's the first game I've completed without having to use a booster in like 3 games, I believe. Hey, so of course I spoke too soon. We have a new feature on the board here. This one has a nice timer. I like that. 18 hours. So I don't know when this started. Maybe I'm coming in a little late just based on how my progression is going. So it's called the Red Hearts Challenge. Play heart cards and win rewards. Pretty straightforward. The more I play, the more rewards I'm going to get. It looks like I need to play 5 hearts to unlock 600 coins and 1 replay. And we have the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. So again, using the characters to help brand and sell these events to me. And this is more of an engagement mechanic than a payment mechanic. It's just I got to play cards so that I can hit this reward, and we're going to see how the progression goes. Once I hit the first 5 hearts, I would expect that the next objective will require more hearts and the reward will maybe get a little bit more interesting. And we do see it take some premium real estate there along the top of the screen, so I can tap into that anytime to bring up the event. Okay, so this is really interesting now. The game surprised me a bit, and I'm starting to believe that it's less about them changing the economy as it is more the cost of boosters is increasing as I progress through the game. Because now you can see the wild card costs 1200. My replay, I used one, it was at 80 and now it's at 100. So this cost is going up as well. And then now my +5 cards cost 900. So these boosters are getting way more expensive. And this, now we're going to start to feel the pain. You know, is it really even beneficial for me to use a booster, or should I just end the level, buy in for 1200 again, and try my luck the next round? And here it gets a little tricky. I know I can clear the board if I get a 6 or a 3, or even a 4 or 5 really. I can flip back and forth. So the odds of me getting a card I need are pretty high. So it would make sense to spend 900 coins right now rather than spend 1200 to try playing again and potentially have to burn more coins. I did already spend 80, but I'm still, I'm still in there, and I totally hit the wrong button. So we'll try again. We'll just try again. That's bad. That's tricky button placement actually. I wanted to buy the booster and I ended up ending the match by accident. So I'm not sure that maybe there's a better UI placement for those buttons. All right, so that game was more generous. I even hit a lot more of my streak bonuses. So I do believe that if you lose a match and try again, that the next match will be strategically easier, like by the game design, so that you still have a good experience. And ultimately, I end up sinking still an extra 1200 coins. Even though I'm winning 528 here, I'm going to be down overall. And we do get my 5 hearts, so let's see how the rewards work. There you go. So really good transition from getting the rewards, seeing your bar fill up, and then getting them proposed to you to collect right in your face. Okay. All right, 2 things, I guess. One is you can see, I saw really quickly, I now have to get 10 hearts to unlock the next reward, and the next reward value is higher. So there is a progression to that mechanic overall. I don't know how long it goes, but my guess is that the more you play, the more rewards you're going to get. And now there seems to be another new carrot here. So puzzle collection. So now it's teasing another feature altogether called puzzle collection. It's locked. You can see that pretty clearly at the top. And it even says reach level 40 to unlock. Let's go. I'm gonna talk about the hearts first, and then I'll get to this like level 40 teaser that we've just seen. One of the things that the game is doing, it's ratcheting up the difficulty, and maybe difficulty is the wrong word, but it's ratcheting up the amount of coins I'm spending at least. It's making it harder because it's increasing the cost of the boosters. The boosters are becoming more of a drag on my bankroll, which is a bit of a weird experience for the user. Normally you expect those to stay stable, but this is how they've designed their economy. And to counter that twist that they're giving me on the economy is they're introducing these features and these engagement mechanics, specifically the collect hearts to get rewards, to reward me, to give me back some of those coins. So it's a bit of give and take in order to fund these rewards that you're getting from their live ops or their short-term events, their limited time events. they have to be a bit more aggressive on the economy so that you're still only gaining a little bit of coins. So ultimately the goal is to reduce my bankroll to 0 so that I enter a position to spend money. But by adding these layers of live ops and limited time events into the game, it makes it feel more rewarding and fun to play regardless. I start to think less about my bankroll and more about, oh, I have to collect hearts, or oh, there's this level 40 puzzle collection I want to work towards. And so it convinces me as a player now to just keep pushing forward, and it makes it a bit more valuable now for me to sink and buy, sink my coins, spend my coins, and to buy those boosters so that I can complete a match. Especially if I notice, oh, I got 10 hearts in this match. I don't want to lose this match. I want to keep these hearts so that I can get that 850. Not all the players are thinking about the math of the coins, but it's still there, at least subconsciously. If I'm going to spend a bunch of coins, I want to know that there's something coming back to me and to my pocket as a reward for making that decision. So that's the hearts, and that's why we're seeing this ratcheting of costs as we progress through the game. And I don't expect that to stop. I do expect that pretty soon even my cost to play will increase. On top of that, now we have this new feature, the puzzle collection, and that's teased right there beside, strategically well placed right beside your level 21. So I'm halfway, right? I'm at the halfway point to this feature. And there was this great talk at GDC a few years ago called the Tower of Want. And this idea is to always show the player the next thing that they're working towards, but don't show everything. I don't want to know I don't need to know what's at level 50, it's at level 60, 70, 80, 100, etc. Right? Like that seems too far, but now it's showing me the next floor of this tower and saying, okay, get to level 40. Here's a carrot for you to chase so that you keep playing our game, because you know there's something new coming, and it's just psychologically human behavior. I want to unlock that thing. I want to know what's in the box. What's in the box, right? Like what's in this puzzle collection. And so now it's teased this feature, and if I wasn't committed and if I want to know what's in there, I got to keep playing. And my guess is I'm going to lose a lot of coins. Like, let's timestamp it right now. I'm at 23,000 coins. I'm curious how many coins I'm going to have by the time I get to level 40. I bet you it's going to be a lot closer to 0 than 100,000 coins. If I don't make a purchase, of course, which I don't plan on making. But I am curious to see what offers start to pop up as we progress. We still have this limited time offer. Just chilling. There you go. Okay. So it was at 27,000 coins and now it's at 32,500. So it does look as though the more I progress, the better this offer is getting, which is very subtle. It's not communicating that as far as I can tell. It's almost like a piggy bank. Very subtle, but it's almost like a piggy bank feature where the more you play, the more coins are in your bank, and it gets more profitable for you to break it. Because now 32,000 coins for $4.99. Wow, even the store. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're changing things behind the scenes or in real time, or if really the store is increasing as I progress. So that's just another thing we'll have to keep an eye on. What about these big packs? Are they increasing too? I'm not sure they would increase. But it looks like, I mean, we looked at it at the start of this video. There's only 27,000 coins in the $7.99 pack, whereas now it matches my starter pack. So it's a bit funky. I haven't seen this in many games, if any games, that actually increase both the offer and the store pack as you progress. Even for $2.99, I'm getting 10,000 coins. So it does look like the more you play and the more economy friction is placed on you, the more coins that you have to spend as the cost of boosters goes up, they are changing the store values so that it's probably a mathematical thing where coins per dollar, or the cost, stays the same between the boosters and the store. But yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. I don't think I can remember a game that did this. Usually the store is sacred. You keep everything the same. And there you go. So I've gone to the store, I've closed the store, and it's asked me to connect again. So there's this reminder baked into the system somewhere that's trying to make sure that I haven't connected through Facebook yet. So let's remind me to do that. That's it. So I think I'm going to stop here. There was a couple cool features that were brought in. You're starting to see more of the real estate here on the scene is being taken up by, now we have a limited time event that's 18 hours long. Maybe it started a while ago. I don't know when it started, but there it is. And we have this level 40 carrot dangling to get us to keep progressing through the game. And then we saw that the starter pack has changed, even some of the UI elements. So again, not sure if it's something they've changed behind the scenes or if it's actually part of the progression for the starter pack to update as I move forward in the game. So these are things we're going to keep an eye on, along with the increasing costs of boosters within the game, and the actual increase cost to play a game went up from 1,000 to 1,200. I do expect, based on what I've experienced so far, that these prices are going to keep inflating, but time will tell. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.